I think they're getting more successful without men.
Yeah, women are getting more successful.
I also think we have a massive problem with obesity in this country. The average woman in this country weighs 168 pounds. We had Austin Dunham. He was on my podcast last week, and one of the things he discussed was he's like, how much does it cost to have a girlfriend? We showed the clip last week. We don't need to do it again. But he said it was about $27,000 a year to have a girlfriend. This is not someone that you're living with, but it's just someone in general.
$29,000?
$27,000. $27,000. So that includes nails, food, all this kind of stuff. Does that seem high or low to you?
That seems high.
Cheap.
That seems high?
Cheap. That is cheap.
It seems cheap?
Agreed.
Okay.
Cheap.
That seems cheap.
For the year?
It's about that's a little bit more than 2,000. That seems a little bit more than 2,000 a month. That's cheap. That's low. Who thinks that's cheap? That's too low. 27,000 a year is too low. Who thinks 27,000 a year is good enough or high or too high? Anybody here 27? Okay, cool. Interesting.
I think it's good enough.
Okay,
Well, that's
okay
what
let me
I
ask
spend
you
on
something.
myself.
At what point per month is the guy a sugar daddy? At what point do you think that is?
I say at 5, 7 consistent plus. So if he's based at 5 to 7,
It's so funny.
and then
I said
there's
the same
some
thing.
influx.
Yes.
Certain months are influx.
So again, if it's 27,000 a year, that's like 2,000 a month. You're not a sugar daddy. You're just a guy dating a hot girl, right? But at 5,000, I thought it was
the cost of playing the game.
I thought it was somewhere around 3,500 to 5,000 a month. If you are spending 5,000 a month on your girl, and like you're over 14% body fat, whatever, and you're using money in any way to overcome the fact that you're not attractive, I think that puts you in the sugar daddy category.
Yeah, I believe in spoiling your man sometimes. Like I like to the Australia thing. Like I like to appreciate him and say thank you by spoiling him like every once in a while because I think it's nice and stuff like that.
Well, it's thoughtful.
Yeah.
That is nice.
But that's a real girlfriend.
Right.
That's not out of the norm. When you're operating
He lays down the good.
real love and not quid pro quo.
Stop it, Rollo.
Stigmatized.
Then
Stigmatized.
you're in a real relationship. But when you operate in quid pro quo, this for that, you're not. That's a business deal.
Exactly.
That's not a relationship.
All right, the chat wants to know. The chat. I am not asking this. I will not be held responsible for this question.
I'll read
the
it.
chat wants to know if a guy's making $5 million
Okay.
and he only has a 5-inch. Are you still with him?
He can go get a shot.
I don't care about
the
this. I like
med
small
spa
guys.
And make it bigger.
You get a shot at what?
He can go get the filler at the med spa. He sits down 7 to 10 days. I can refer him.
I can't take a guy that's big. I like a small guy. I can't
Like
take
a
guy
baby
that's big.
carrot.
So now we like a guy who's medium ugly. He's got a dad bod and a small. Oh yeah.
Okay. Anybody else have an opinion on this?
I'm just saying size doesn't matter, but
Microphone,
you can fix the size now.
Microphone.
I said I have to be able to feel it. If it's 5 inches, I don't know if I'm going to feel that.
Finally, some honesty.
Like,
Go ahead.
I agree. At least has to be.
I don't know. Like
think 6 is the
anything over
minimum.
7 inches is too big for me. Like I can't
have
do
a
5 inches.
reference of size with the water bottle. What's 5 inches on the water bottle?
Yes, please.
Yeah, what do men think 5 inches
That
is?
big, right?
Wait, isn't an iPhone 5 inches? I think an iPhone is 5 inches, right?
No, maybe this big.
Hand to
This
judge.
Okay, it's more so girth.
I
feel like.
I think that's
Well,
enough.
if it's skinny,
If it's skinny in 5, then it
How tall is
doesn't
an iPhone?
matter.
If it's skinny, it doesn't count.
And if he's thick in 5, then he's good.
How tall is an iPhone?
Yeah,
Right?
I
You'll
can
find
agree
out.
to that. I mean, some girls are really shallow. Like,
Or really
like
not shallow in the
You
head, but
think?
shallow.
I have a-
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I have. That's
Yeah.
my condition. So I can't take a guy that's that big.
Oh, I got to read this.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. This is
Yeah.
6 1/3 inches right here. This is 6 1/3 inches.
The phone?
Yeah.
The
See,
phone
I was
is.
right. I was
That
right.
is
It was like right
massive.
here.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Three.
good.
I got a $50
Well, like they
super
say
chat.
it-
I got to stop the show
Oh,
really
sorry.
quick. Oh, wait, hold on. I got to do this.
I was going to say that.
There. All right. Every time I compliment women on a podcast, I see the disgusted look on their faces. So I'm just going to make it easy on everyone and call you guys whores.
Just rough
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Three Divots.
That was very
there
nice
you
of
go.
face. Maybe we're
Anyone
That's
want to
fine.
anyone want to respond?
Appreciate
There you go. When we first started talking about this, like who gets a hall pass, who doesn't, right? You said the guy has to make $5 million.
Or be worth $5 million.
That's
What
not
is
that
what
much
is I was gonna
for
say
a
what
pass.
is the threshold? What is the threshold money wise?
No.
Like ladies, what is the threshold money wise for you to engage in something like that?
Like billions.
Billions.
No. It's what's sitting in my bank account at the end of the day. I don't care how much you have. Right. I don't care about your net worth. No.
So he could
What
be
do you
so he
put-
could be broke and you would still be okay with him cheating.
It's broke. I don't date broke.
That's what I'm saying. I want to know what the monetary
I don't
threshold
take
is.
broke
She said
either.
me broke, not in the same sentence.
Gives me high. hives.
It gives you hives. I'm allergic to broke.
Listen,
Hold
I don't
that
have
thought.
a type, but it's successful men.
Hold that
That's my
thought.
type.
Joy, I got a perfect video for this. Go ahead.
How much money does a guy need to make in order to be with you?
I'm sure that it will be a reasonable amount, as they seem like a very down-to-earth person.
Way over 5 mil.
I'm sorry, how much? Was that per year?
Over 5 million?
Yes.
Per year?
Yes.
Why?
Yes, why? That is a very valid question. Why would a man have to make over $5 million a year just to have a chance of dating someone?
Why?
Because that's how much. Never mind.
Who caught that? Can we listen
That's
to
how
that
much
again?
Big Daddy used to give
Why?
me.
Because that's how much. Never mind.
So over $5 million a year in order to be with you.
Yes.
And this is one of the many reasons I think that good women are actually having problems finding good men. Because guys are honestly being inundated with this type of thing all of the time. Because some women out there think that they are worth a partner that makes over $5 million a year just because they're young and pretty. I wonder how that's going to work when age finally catches up with them.
So what's percentage of men that actually make that much
All
money?
right, so that's so funny. If only somebody kept up with stats like that, that would be crazy.
Like
so,
there we
ladies,
go.
the percentage of the population that makes $100,000 a year is how much? Just say it out. What do you think?
13.
Huh? What do you think?
13.
What do you think?
I was gonna say like 5.
5%? What do you think?
Oh, wait, of U.S.?
15%.
15%. What do you think?
Yeah, probably like 15 or
15? What do you think?
Am I low?
Like 8%.
It's about 17% of the population makes
yeah.
$100,000
See,
a
they
year.
don't have to make that, but I need them to at least be on my level, and I make like.
Oh, no. Let's talk about your level. To be in the top 1%, how much do you think you guys have to make? Anybody? How much do you think you have to make? She just said $5 million. To be in the top 1% of wage earners. Huh?
$500,000.
Keep going. What, anybody else?
It's
What do you
like
think?
80 or 60.
Go ahead. Top 1%. What do you guys think?
60 or
300,000.
Huh? 3?
300.
It's low.
Like 500,000.
You know what I love? I think we've been doing these shows so long. You guys are actually have pretty close answers. It's about $650,000 a year to be in the top
for the
1%.
1%.
Top 1%.
Wow.
Top 1%.
I make
Okay.
about 50,000 a month.
Huh? 50,000 young to 600,000 a year.
Yeah.
Right?
So this is why we're getting married.
No
You're getting a prenup, baby.
Oh, shit.
And soon you will be the guy that's eating the food that she bought for you.
She's gonna be holding a knife to my neck.
And you're right.
Hold on. Look, when you do your taxes, like do you just write off everything?
No, after taxes, I make a little less than that. But after taxes and everything, I make about like 400,000.
Yeah, that's what you're paying about 35% tax rate here.
35%.
in
But I
Nevada.
make a very good amount between everything, and I'm aging to get more. Like, I'm starting my own skincare line. I got with a manufacturer.
Is most of your income from OF?
No, I don't don't do LF.
Okay, so where's most of your income from?
Most of my income from like modeling and like other ventures and stuff like that, like mostly modeling, photo shoots, being a host, like different things.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So
I mean, I'm kind of like a professional. I'm kind of like a legal pimp. I get 20% of what the girls make.
do you understand? My friends own Sapphire in New York. I would appreciate if you didn't say words like that. That's crazy. Oh my God. That's
no, erase that. I don't want to get fired.
Yeah.
Michael Wright.
Okay, awesome. So you guys understand. So now we're talking about $5 million a year. We're talking about 1/100th of 1%, or maybe 1/1000th. Does everybody understand that? Making $5 million a year. In fact, if you're making $5 million a year in regular income, you're kind of stupid, because what you should do is you should be getting stock options, or you should be investing in real estate, or finding some other way to sort of defer the tax liability that you're going to get, because you're in the highest tax bracket.
Yeah, we talked about this the other day. Like
Yeah.
I was telling you where to invest my money and stuff
Yes.
like that.
You gotta make money.
What I'm saying is we're making we're having a discussion right now. We're having a discussion right now about like taxation, that I'm positive that this woman who's like, I need a man who makes $5 million a year, has
Her
no
dad
concept.
probably makes $5 million a year, or her brother has like a something.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is. Her dad probably made $200,000 a year and spoiled her, and she doesn't know the difference between $200,000 a year and $5 million a year. She doesn't know the difference, guys. Now,
a lot of guys lie about their income too, because they could say I make $2 million a year,
They're
and like
leasing every
literally,
car.
it's like that easy. Like all you need to do is make about $300,000 a year minimum, and you can buy yourself a Chanel bag.
It's so funny. On dating apps, women tend to lie about their age and their weight. Men lie about their income and their height.
Yeah.
It's that's what we tend to see. So I just wanted to have you guys understand like the level of unrealistic that is. Do you understand?
There's a meme, and it said, it's funny how all you basic basic chicks think some guy's gonna come in and take care of your life one day. And I'm like, I don't think girls really think that, right? We don't, right? Right? It's not a thing, right? But I don't think girls are basic. I think girls have like actually like it's like a bigger divide now. Like women as a whole are getting hotter, successful without men. Like women, I think one of my girlfriends.
I think they're
told
getting
me,
more successful without men.
Yeah, women are
I
getting
also
more
think
successful.
we have a massive problem with obesity in this country. But the average woman in this country weighs 168 pounds.
So I came from like a very like my dad was very wealthy, and my mom obviously had me to try to like trap my dad. My dad was very wealthy. We're Jewish. But anyways, I came from my dad being very wealthy, and like I was used to, for Christmas, I got like Louis Vuitton bags, which isn't normal for a 16-year-old, and like nice gifts and stuff like that. But one thing my dad taught me is he made me work for everything. Like he did not give me stuff like most trust funds babies get.
My
dad made me work and said, you're gonna have a job, you're gonna do something. And he told me, and he was like, the only way you're staying at my house past 18 is if you're going to school and you're trying to build a career for yourself. He told me never depend on a man's money, have your own money, and work your butt off, because when that guy leaves, you're stuck with you. You know, at the end of the day, you have to depend on you.
That's the existential fear that a lot of women are like have right now, and I think that's one of the things that really puts distrust between the sexes right now. Is you can't, like, men are in, like, ever since like the late 60s, early 70s, we have had this social narrative about how men are untrustworthy. They ain't. They're all dogs, and he's gonna leave you, and so you got to be prepared. You have to have an insurance policy at all times. That means you got to go to college. You got to have your own business. You got to make your own bag. Everything has to be like, you have to have a fail-safe exit plan for you to even begin to trust a guy.
I mean,
and that's what's
boyfriends, right?
Or some. That's the other alternative, though. It's like you got one guy that you want to. You got one guy that you want to marry, and you got one guy that you want to tell your problems to.
The first time I ever asked my daddy for help is like literally was about less than a year ago because of the whole divorce situation. And yeah, my dad did, Venmo me, Cash App, whatever you call it, Zelle, $5,000, to help me move to Vegas and stuff like that. But that was like the first time. So I'm very blessed to have a dad like that, because most people don't. So it's like scary because a lot of people don't have their parents to fall back on.
It's nice that you at least recognize that too. Because a lot of people are really like blind to the fact that they do have these like fail safes. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Your parents are never, like, hopefully they're never gonna let you fall on your ass.
My mom won't. I'm Asian, and she makes a lot of money. Like, I've never.
$6 million a year. I'm just kidding.
More like 9 or something.
Okay, I can say this.
She's got the veterans minimum
Tony
in the
Parker
NBA.
lives in the house I grew up in.
Okay.